There is nothing better than the return of my... Where's my wife, Osamu Nishi-sensei? What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil. Fun fact, I do to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Zero fun fact. Zero! Come on now. You know what time it is. It's Ichi the Witch of this good time. And I'm very, very excited. Obviously, I am still itching, scratching, waiting, and feeding for my wife. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Like, I'm so, like, the way that we're waiting week after, it's been like a month, right? Like, hold on. I feel like it's a darn near been. Oh, hold on. I don't know, man. Like, don't get me wrong. He should be back at school, though. I love my baby boy. I birthed him. Okay, I didn't birth him. I birthed Corona. Different series. But still, regardless, it's my baby. That's my baby. The reason I can't say I birthed Ichi is because I wouldn't abandon him. I wouldn't abandon him. I didn't abandon my other son. So, me and Descross, we adopted Ichi. But regardless, me, Descross, and Togas, I know, whatever. But regardless, I am so worried. So worried for Descross, bro. Like, not in the sense, like, think she's gonna die. Like, there's no way. There's not, like, not like, I mean, you could. the big issue, right? It's that weird dichotomy because of the contract, right? Obviously, there's no way Ichi perishes because he's the titular character. That's not gonna happen. But Descross is legally expendable. Do I think Osamu Nishi-sensei would do it? No. But the way we're taking him, I am generally scared. But let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into chapter 70. Chapter 70 of Ichi the Witch of the Sky, which is known as One Last Dream. Man, look at, but shout out to Ichi for reacting well in the wake up. Very specifically, a dual reaction, right? Because not only was he presumably in the middle of, like, beating the taste out of Uro, being like, how dare you do this? How dare you do this? But also, he was woken up, Uro got the body. He then proceeded to take over, block the first attack. Ichi had to rip Uro off him, and then immediately react to Pooh, who was still attacking all that same instant. Shout out to my baby boy. But let's see. Boom! Stab to the chest. But Okay. Pooh looks a lot smaller here. He looks way tinier than he did in the previous chapters. But Pooh, okay, looks like your boy was right. Pooh is actually a little bit bulky because I saw a lot of y'all in the poll for the last chapter being like, oh, Pooh's one tap. You know, he pure glass cannon, right? He's basically, a lot of y'all saw Pheromosa, essentially, when y'all saw Pooh. Like, oh, there's no way he gonna live. But he actually ate the Enzori to the chest, bro. At least seemingly, okay. I see it. See, he woke up. He's back! Oh, poor Kabuki. She's missing the awakening of her man, bro. She's knocked out. And I mean, to be fair, she didn't get pierced, as far as we know. So, like, she should be okay. In comparison to Minerva, who in the original timeline, or technically we are, like, the timeline didn't change. Just that bubble of time did. So, like, in the original, she was, like, Minerva was fried and pierced. But Kabuki, she ate that. Like, she was hit by Pooh. Seemingly by one of his clawed tentacles, but she just ate that for real for us. So Kabuki man bulky, but she's currently knocked out and missing my glorious baby boy awakening and going absolutely crazy on Pooh. But let's see. He's back! Gokuraku, help. Let's see. Ichi. Yes, indeed. My titular character has returned. Now, maybe people comment on whether or not they're happy that Ichi's back. I mean, like, that's fine. But I was very interested to see, like, did people want Ichi back in the arc versus not? Personally, I'm fine with him being back. It makes sense. And honestly, with the narrative being spun, I'd say when Ichi first knocked, and the type of narrative I thought we were spinning in the arc, I was like, well, you can remove Ichi from the arc, and I think it's fine. He's played his part, and we can definitely focus on other characters. But specifically with the whole idea of this being Sammy's arc, and just like specifically Sammy and Chrono's arc both, for like, hey, should we have faith in Ichi, and specifically like Ichi's path in terms of saving the world versus just letting it be destroyed. Essentially, accepting hope rather than just living in a sort of, I feel like nihilism isn't the right word, but like, see, I always say this, I'm not necessarily a pessimist, I'm a realist, but like, the realist idea of, oh yeah, the world here is going to eventually destroy everything anyway, so might as well decide with him. No, they're rather choosing to believe in the absurdity of Ichi, and in this way, seemingly it worked out. At least for right now, Minerva is safe. I mean, she's still in the middle of giving birth, unfortunately. Not unfortunately in the sense that it's bad that you have the baby, but like, could have at least held on until we get back to Manton out. But of course, just because her water broke doesn't mean she's like actively in labor, unless, you know, magic human hybrid pregnancies mean the second the water breaks, the baby's popping out. Let's see. Ichi, Like how he's posed up, so he's like, but you know what? As much as he's like, oh, death for death. Oh, my body reacted. Oh, I had to rip out Uro. He's probably like, where am I? Because unless he was doing the TV thing, which you've seen him do before, like where he watches the battle somehow, like we saw back all the way back in the World Hater arc, or I guess technically the Kendake Mushroom arc, which became the World Hater arc. Like Uro could show Ichi the real world from his magic circle. It's like, unless he was doing that, he has no context for what happened. Last he remembered before he woke up, oh, we were on the boat. I attacked this thing with everything I had. And then Uro attacked that thing with everything he had. And then, now we're in the open ocean? And she's, it seems like this woman's like giving birth. And he's not like, I feel so bad for Ichi, he's so far behind. But he's locked in though. See. I mean, like, Pooh's voice is probably a whole lot deeper than that, but can I hit it? But yeah, Pooh ate that. Pooh ate that. Something light. Let's see. Ooh, darn. Okay. Ichi with the mad defense, though. Is he using Inazuri? Oh, that's cool. He's actually fully man of, at least to some degree. So, actually, that's really cool. Because notably, I don't think... Well, no. He did technically, but it was only one tiny ice shard. I was trying to think, like, has he ever... Well, actually, no. I think this is technically Ichi's first time manifesting the base magic. Because this doesn't look like... Because I remember the Urowashi that Kamuki wrote on back in the Bakugami arc, in the Kagami arc. That was specifically a little tiny one that was made from the spell. And that's why it disappeared eventually. It wasn't like a manifestation of the magic. We've seen Deskuros and seemingly Togais, they're able to fully manifest their magics, right? We've seen Deskuros do it with Ding Dong, with the turtle, even Yatsukami. Like we've seen a bunch of fully manifested magics from Deskuros. Heck, Golconda, one of her most used magics, always fully manifest. She's not just using a spell to invoke a certain effect. The only one we haven't seen like fully manifest out of the ones she's used is technically like Lazood. She always just used Lazood, like the spell to pierce through all. I don't think she's pulled out the thing that taught her Lazood. Meanwhile, for Ichi, he's always just done that. He's like imbued Inazori into his blade. He specifically imbued Origumo's like hold down spell into his blade. He stabbed Gokuraku a bunch of times, held him down. We've seen Urowashi, like you said, the one use of the shark. It's only when he's like fully Uro amped that he pulls out seemingly the full magic. And even then, that seemingly is temporary. But now, seemingly through the interaction with Uro, he's actually manifesting Inazori's physical form somewhat. And he's using it as a defensive wall against Pooh's attacks. Let's see. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe I went too far, because this looks like his tails. Let's see. Yeah! Okay. Interesting, though. So he actually is reacting and holding off Pooh pretty darn well, considering Gokuraku. But to be fair, he even burned Pooh. Okay, easy. Let's see. I know exactly how to move. My butt. Isn't that the beautiful thing? Well, to be fair, though, I feel like, despite how often it's a thing, I don't actually remember. In Bleach or Naruto, I forget. I think they're like told to reference back to those experiences. But notably, I feel like it's either very common, because I still remember the most recent example that comes to mind is Sukuna from JJK, where like Itadori's body literally remembers what it feels like to use such high-level jutsu, because Sukuna was using the body. But here in this case, Ichi's experiencing that same thing, even though he doesn't like Uro. Uro is just much better at using his own body than him and using magic in his body. So now that his body remembers, let's see, I know exactly how to move. My body remembers the feeling of Uro controlling me for those 5 minutes. It lingers like a thin film just under my skin. How to move, how to make my magical energy flow through my body like blood. But you know, that's really cool. That's really cool. It's now a dangerous byproduct. We don't know if now, as ASMR pointed out in last week's comment section, there is the idea that maybe now that Ichi's like introduced the idea, hey, you can control the body. No matter what, if he goes to sleep and then wakes up, maybe Uro is going to be like, tweak out. And Ichi may have to start mainly ripping him off every single time. Because we've already known one of the most unique things about Uro is that Ichi can't, to be fair, he can choose when to use his full power. Of course, only once before going to the 3-day cooldown period. But notably, out of all the magics, the only one who's been able to consistently pop up, and obviously didn't turn into a crystal. Now, I think even Bakugami turned into a crystal. Very specifically, Uro's just been able to pop out of his shoulder whenever he wants. or like anywhere in his body. He's popped out all over Ichi. So there is that possibility that since that base, what's that sound? I hear that sound. I don't know what that is. Very strong. But essentially, there is the possibility that since Uro's been able to consistently introduce himself to Ichi's biology literally at any moment, there's the possibility that now every time Ichi wakes up, since he's opened that door even more, Uro will take over and then Ichi's going to have to fight back and get control back. But as a byproduct, since Uro is just so much better at magical use than Ichi, he now gains the benefit of Uro's experience. Though the question is, how much will this help him evolve, and how much can he abuse this to rapidly speed up his growth? Considering, obviously, Uro will likely still require some form of general taming beyond Ichi's rapid growth based on Uro. Presumably, as long as Ichi stays beneath Uro's level, he's not going to be able to control him properly. He will always go into that 3-day cooldown period, which, notably, no other magic in the entire series so far has been shown to have. No magic has a cooldown period, but of course, we've only seen magics from Ichi himself and top witches. So, really hard to tell. Let's see. To make my magical energy flow through my body like blood. Oh, okay, so he knows. So is he or is he not? Hold on, let's see. There's nothing like the scent of seared flesh. Let me fry them more. I will, as long as you keep blocking them. So yeah, okay, so I wasn't tweaking. I was like, all right, so it's not drawn here, but yeah, he's doing it. He's doing what Uro did, and what he can do occasionally when he's wielding Uro's power at full, he's manifesting the full magic into reality, just like Descaros can with her magics. And now Inazori's actually helping him with defense. Very cool. Let's see. You got it! With my 4 legs and 5 tails, I have 9 limbs. That's 1 more than the octopus. Okay. Look at Inazori doing basic math. What is that sound? What is that sound? Like, I hear it occasionally in my videos, but now I'm like, what is that coming from? It sounds like it's coming from behind me. What is that? Is it? Hold on, let me see. Is it being caught up on OBS? Maybe I'm tweaking. Hold on. I don't see it. It doesn't seem to be hopping up with the mic. But okay. This was not playing last time I was recording. Okay, I'm gonna double check that after this review. But with it being the case, let's see. Good point. Very clever. You're nowhere near in the same league as King Uro, but the way you use me doesn't feel half bad, Ichi the Witch. So that, you know what though? I do like that. Even if obviously the main, I mean, it's hard to tell. Notably, I've read a lot of fics. Shock horror. If there is an Ichi the Witch fanfic out there, I probably read it. Gosh darn. But a big thing I've seen in a lot of fics is that, especially after the recent Descaros chapter, but even before that, I'd say there were many fics that establish this dynamic that Descaros has actually a positive rapport with a lot of her magics, right? Because of her strength, because of her power, because of how she acquired them, considering she fits into the more traditional idea of a big bad witch going into a specific big bad trial, and there's all the showmanship and stuff like that behind it. Stuff that Uro mentioned in terms of the importance of the display when a magic is being captured by a witch. That a lot of the magics are like cool with working with her, and like they actually do have a dynamic. Meanwhile, Ichi so far, even with the magics that he's tamed, they're more like, whatever you say, boss. You got a boss. Meanwhile, now it almost seems like he has a partnership with Inazori, which is interesting, especially considering he didn't like Inazori as a person. But now, because of how Ichi's using him and how they're interacting in the experience with Uro and the bond that they've built, now they are truly being used properly. And that's great for Inazori in particular, because Inazori is literally Ichi's favorite spell. I'm pretty sure he's used it the most in the entire series. Obviously, it's also his first spell, so it makes sense. So this is what it feels like. He's freaking geeking? To have tamed the magic. Okay. So interesting. So before something like this happened, Ichi technically he had captured them, but he hadn't tamed them fully. Like that idea that Uro was talking about, like, Gangaroni, you've been hanging on to my coattails, dog. Like legit, you ain't done nothing yet. And now Inazori, he's like fully rolled over. It's like working with a hunting dog now, except now Inazori is obviously way more powerful than the traditional hunting dog. Cool, very cool. I like it. Let's see. Wow. Kabuki's still being like, it's frying me, bro. Wow. But I still can't land a decisive blow. Okay, but shout outs to Pooh. Especially considering technically he's outnumbered, right? Obviously, the way it seems here, in spite of like how this is being drawn, it seems like Inazori's tails plus Ichi plus his paws, like Inazori has 9 limbs, and technically Ichi would make 10 with his knife. But even still, Pooh is so fast and so strong that all they're doing is essentially holding him off. Obviously, they're searing him a bit, as we see here. They are making the boy sizzle, but it's not enough that they're actually really doing any lasting damage to Pooh. And Pooh's whole thing is that he's as powerful as all 10 brothers. Meaning he's probably like, what? Maybe an eighth like Kizashi. But let's see. Still can't land a decisive blow. The strikes are too fast, too hard. All I can do is just deflect them. I can't keep up the focus needed for much longer. My body won't hold up. And that's interesting, right? And a big thing, obviously, other than a bunch of... The sound has stopped. I have no idea what that was, but now the sound has stopped. I don't know. But with it being the case, a big thing that has now been established and is run rampant in the community. To be fair, I mean, to me, it's hard to tell with Death's though because of the clothing she wears. She wears very puffy sleeves, and then the sleeves on her forearms is very, very tight. But Muscle Mommy Death's has now just fully become canon because based on the one individual panel. So thank heavens. Shout out to every Death's fan artist out there who's now start drawing your buff. But it is clear that as important as it is to have a deep magic pool of a wide variety of magics and a deep understanding of magic, even still, especially for someone like Ichi, one of the main things he's going to have to do, and he's still very young, presumably. Like, then again, he doesn't actually have an age. I don't know where I got 15 from. That boy doesn't have an age. But with it being the case, he still has a lot of physical growing to do. Death's isn't just the strongest witch because she's super duper, has like an insane magic pool and a bunch of... She's also the strongest witch because she can literally throw hands. She's genuinely gotten her gains up where she can win tug of war with a thread dragon that was able to hold back the gargantuan Bakugami, which is formed of years upon years of sorrow and malice from Kagami. And now Ichi, while he's powerful, he's fast, he's very dexterous, he just isn't at that level just yet. He still has a long way to go physically and magically, even if he's evolving spontaneously a lot. Very, very good stuff. Let's see. What now? Which do I use? I mean, like, I guess the thing is, could you, like, it depends on how much he could stagger something, right? Like, probably restraining Pooh isn't gonna work. He has way too many things to stab. Like, he was trying to use the Origumo. He would probably, like, I'm not sure how Pooh would react to freezing. Because there'll be the sparking is just frying him a little bit. It's like freezing and breaking his limbs, maybe? Like, it really depends on what would happen there. I mean... okay, so he's gonna use Bakugami. Alright, let's see. Ichi! That one! The one... Oh, interesting. She is... no, her eyes aren't active, so I'm assuming she's just clasping her hands and being like, please do it. But, that one! Wait, no, that's not Semi's voice. Let me hit that real quick. Take a sip of straight air, because I don't have anything in my water jug. Let's see. That one! The one you want to use the least! Bakugami. But you know what? I guess that'd be a perfect matchup against Pooh, whose amp state is specifically provided by the despair they're feeling right now. So, Bakugami would actually be a pretty good use here. But let's see. Ooh. Okay, so Ichi blocks an attack. Goku! Take me in mini too! Oh, okay, so she lets go. Alright. Remember, Goku, be careful as you hold her stomach. She is pregnant. Or, not pregnant, birthing. But shout out to Goku, man. Even if he's playing pure support. He is doing good. He did take out multiple brothers, and he's playing support. Goku, he was also helping Fly at first, and then Kabuki took over. So, Goku, really a good, solid, hard carry. Let's see. Goku Raku. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's big Baku time. It's big Baku time. Let's see. I'm sorry. The one magic. Oh wait, no, sorry, I can't remember his own differentiations. The one magic. Oh wait. Okay, no, I thought I was confusing Pooh's like many teeth or whatever these are with the fluff that surrounds Bakugami's neck. Let's see. The one magic I want to use the least. Let's see. Doop. Oh, I didn't realize he always had these. Oh, actually, no. This seems like a mix between his little tiny form and his massive, like, freaked out. Freaked out. That's crazy. But like his massive, angry form. Let's see. Huh? In a blink, Pooh's found himself in a warm, comforting space. Yo. Honestly, the ability... Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he's been genjutsu'd from, like, having all of his saw ripped out in an instant. But that is crazy. That is, like... Ichi the Witch, in terms of, like, crossverse stuff, it's been dancing around my brain. I'm not gonna lie. It's been moving back and forth. I've been waiting for a solid speed and a PV. Those are my two where I'm like... Obviously, Earl just stepping and like flattening him out, and it's good stuff. It's not the most calculable thing out there, right? But hacks wise, Ichi, I mean, slowly but surely, and it's creeping. I wouldn't be shocked. I give Ichi like 100 more chapters, which may sound a lot, right? We're not even at 100 yet, but like by 170, sometimes Ichi's gonna be filled with like dumb, stupid hacks and interactions, dog. Like Chrono alone is dumb, stupid, broken. Obviously, they're not capturing Chrono, but still, like this verse, it's gonna be a problem in terms of crossverse. Eventually, it's gonna be real devious. I can tell. But in a blink, Pooh found himself in a warm, comforting space. It was pleasant. Yeah, they're being gaslit. So these guys are dead. Or not dead, they're gone. It was pleasant. Peaceful. Oh, even main Zashi is there. Let's see. Actually, a detail I just now noticed. None of them have the hood. That's weird. Huh. Not a single one of the brothers have the same hood that the main Kizashi does. I wonder if that means anything, like design or thematic wise. Let's see. Cozy. Yeah, look at how big he is here. He's a mix between his massive form and his tiny form. Cozy. All their brothers were here, and everyone was being best friends. I mean, you know what? That's the thing. I still don't feel bad for Kizashi. Kizashi's still a very, very, very... It's like, man, I want to feel bad for you, Kizashi, but you are a very bad man. You're a very bad man, Kizashi. You're a very evil little boy, and it does like can't feel too bad for you. But it still is very interesting, right? Like Pooh, in many ways, is a microcosm of Kizashi as a whole. If anything, especially considering how tiny Pooh started out as, despite his great levels of power, he was definitely like a mirror to his creator in Kizashi. And the idea that Kizashi started out relatively small, but then grew massively in power, and then felt that worry of isolation. Obviously, Pooh didn't start out isolated, but he met isolation that led him to despair and manifesting his full power. But I do wonder if Kizashi's going to get a similar ending, where well, presumably this isn't an ending, right? This is a false dream, it's a genjutsu. But still, I wonder if Kizashi himself, who I still don't think we're going to end up capturing by the end of this arc, I wonder if he will end up finding a place where he can truly be happy. And I guess the question is, like, does he deserve that after all he's done? But, we redeemed Vegeta. Whenever someone's like, oh, but can we really redeem... We redeem Vegeta. If we redeem Vegeta, we can redeem anybody. Anybody can be... Well, maybe not anybody. Not anybody, but like Vegeta. Just think about Vegeta. Just think about what Vegeta's done. Yeah, we can redeem a lot of people. Think about Majin Buu. I know. Complicated circumstances, absorptions, good Buu, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Everyone was being best friends. What joy. There. Interesting. So, yeah. So, this is his true form. The full blackout is... So, that's very interesting. I wonder why he spawned so small, though. Why he had that little travel size package before. I don't know. But interesting, there's all the sorrow. Yanked right out of him in an instant. Okay, interesting. And he's the only one on the boat. Or on the dual spread here. That thing no longer looks big enough to carry all the people it's carrying. Look at Ichi himself. Like, imagine Ichi laid out on this. But it may just be an angle thing. But alright. Bakugami got its first proper use by Ichi. Which is crazy to think, right? Because Bakugami, or like the Bakugami arc, was only about an arc ago. Right? Like, it was only... I mean, obviously we had the little interim arc with Ichi's introduction, but outside of that, Bakugami was the last arc. Okay. So there we go. So Ichi has tamed... I read the page real quick. That's what I'm saying. To have tamed the Magic versus just capturing a Magic. Ichi, when using Illusory before, just captured a Magic, and seemingly before, he had just captured Bakugami but wasn't using it. Let's see. Basically, taming a Magic means a witch can pull out the full potential of the Magic. Power, properties, even different forms and styles. And there it is. Power, properties, forms, and styles. The witch can manipulate the Magic any way they want. So that's how Inazuri was able to be used that way. And that's how the manifestation. But even then, what I will say about Inazuri, and versus, and how Ichi still has a long way to go despite having tamed Inazuri, while he is seemingly here physically, he doesn't look as solid as like a Golconda or a Yatsukami and stuff like that. Like, he doesn't seem to have like the full physicality. So even though Ichi has tamed Inazuri, that doesn't mean he's up to like full mastery of it yet. He can still go further. It is truly a balance of Ichi's potential and the Magic potential technically, while he has full access to the monster's potential, Ichi's potential can still be raised higher to then generally raise the monster's potential, right? Think of it like, think about, I always go back to Pokemon, but in Pokemon, I can give you multiple legendaries, but you can still lose to someone who has more knowledge of the game than you, who isn't using a single one. Hey, that happens to me all the time. Like, Frog occasionally I show down. So Ichi's mastery and powers and abilities as a witch will keep even a quote-unquote basic magic like Enzori relevant, because he has full access to potential. He can create different power, or he can pull out all the power and then manipulate it into different forms that could be useful for him even 200 chapters down the line. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, interesting that he of all things is like held down to a stake. But I suppose that is actually a funny parallel, considering what Gokuraku said about the nature of family. And now that Bakugami is technically a part of Ichi's family, he's also held down by the stake, but he's also chained to it because it's Bakugami. Let's see. Tell me, how do I tame you? I guess that is the thing, right? Bakugami, while powerful, he's not an epic tier in the same way that an Uro is, where even though Ichi's captured him, still can't really control him. It's like, man, boy, if you don't, but Bakugami was only able to grow so powerful that he could be a threat after numerous years upon years upon years. He probably is still, especially by the nature of his more humanoid form, in comparison to like an Urawashi or an Inazori or even an Origumo. He's probably like that middle tier, where Ichi can possibly meet him there, especially with, the whole threats of the World Leader stuff. Let's see. How do I tame you? Hang on, you jerk! This isn't anything like how you treat Inazori. What is the world with... Okay. To be fair, we also know that Ichi did not like Inazori, but also he did have Inazori for way longer, Bakugami. And two, you're a really bad person. Like, Bakugami, you had, like, Inazori had a bad first impression, but you had a horrific first impression, dog. Let's see. And plus, he's trying to tame you. It seems like Inazori, if anything, unless this scenario did happen in like the dream world, right? In the days that he was, or in the time he was asleep, it seems like Inazori and him just like they just cooled it, bro. Obviously, don't say Inazori is a lot, simpler and less like openly chaotically evil like Bakugami is, but still, it seems like Inazori is just a lot more chill. Even Urawashi probably would be easier to tame than Bakugami, just because Urawashi was already kind of into Ichi. Let's see. What's with the chain and collar? Is this the attitude of someone begging a Mashik for help? Oh, dog. He does own you. There it is. Jerk. I humbly beg your pardon, master. But see, that's what I'm talking about, right? If he was, despite his insane acts and like level of power, if he was on the same level as any of the epic Majiks we've seen, or even like close, he like that wouldn't be the response. Like, I'm not even sure if, because obviously this is in Ichi's magic circle. This is probably like a manifestation that Ichi's created in this moment. I don't think he could do this to Uro. Not at this point. I think Uro is more than powerful enough and has enough control over the magic circle to be like, okay now. You put water around me? You put water around... Like, you were lucky to get restrictions on me when we were talking evenly. Who are you? Let's see. To be honest, I don't want to use you. You cause both Gokuraku and Kagami too much pain. And if taming you gives me control over any threat you might pose, then it's my duty as your master to learn how. Should be a way I can make use of you. Bakujam. Oh, Bakujam. Not Bakugami. Well, to be fair, I suppose Bakugami is just like a fusion of Kagami and Bakujam. So, with a U in there, I suppose. But interesting, I'm guessing that's his real name, Bakujam. I wonder if that means something. Let's see. Bakujam is the Joyous Sword of Mashik's true name. Ah, okay, so the difference in the spell versus the whole idea of that, once you get a Mashik's crystal, you can actually read the spell off of it, and that's how you use its abilities. Let's see. Bakujam is the Joyous Sword of Mashik's true name. They're a Mashik that draws negative emotions like sorrow and pain out of a target. What that negative energy is used for is entirely up to the caster. Interesting. So this couldn't, like, you would have, this is good against bloodlusted opponents, technically. Like, sorrow and pain, or essentially any opponent that's, like, genuinely angry or sad, maybe. Because, well, actually, no, it worked on Gokuraku, and Gokuraku was viciously angry, right? Like, he wasn't necessarily sad, he was very mad. So, if you're fighting an angry opponent, this is a good way to, like, essentially erase their battle motivation. But if you're fighting someone who just likes to fight, Bakujam, like, he's very limited. Very limited in terms of his utility. But, considering most people don't just fight for the love of the game, this can be very useful, and obviously it was useful against Spoon. I return to the pain of watching your brothers die. Yeah, he did. It was. I don't know. All this is just a of course it is. But all this is legit just Gokuraku masterclass in this bubble, bro. Let's see. This will be your death, all the same. But given the choice, I will not make you suffer. Aw. That's very nice of Ichi. I mean, to be fair, you gotta do what you gotta do. And Ichi at least is like, I won't make it her gang, but I do have to eviscerate you. We'll see. This won't be a nightmare. Oh, interesting. Instead, may you yo, Ichi. How you know what thrall means, dog? How you know that's a big word for Elmo. That's a big word for Ichi. Why you know what thrall means? May you pass in the thrall of one last dream. With an emotional spirit bomb, bro. What was that? Buck jump backdraft. Sounds like a fart, dog. But okay, buck jump backdraft. Boom, Boo. All right, so Boo, you weren't a glass cannon, but you got blown up by yourself, dog. Let's see. Yo, why he look so majestic? Why does my son look like this? What? Yep, and 0, so he's gone. So I guess all the brothers are gone. Cause I don't like last chapter. I don't remember seeing the other brothers. Were they there? I'm not sure. Let's see. And now he's free, or at least now the battle's over. And then okay, so can we finally come back to my wife? What is going on? What's back out? Let's see. Oh, at least these two are awake. At least these two are awake and happy. Look at Sammy and look at Goku. Oh, that's so adorable. Especially considering we know that Sammy didn't have the most positive opinion of humans and Goku didn't have the most positive opinions of Magics. But now they're both celebrating together. We shall all be connected by a loving glaze of Ichi. But meanwhile, Minerva is looking back. Oh. Ichi, sweating, looking back. Oh, yeah. He did say he would destroy himself. Wow. But, well, you know what the thing is, though? Unironically. That's the end of the chapter, too. Unironically, this did kind of have to happen. Because I mean, you know what the funny thing is, though? He could live. And you'd be like, whoa, wait, what do you mean he could live? If he could quit, like, I mean, to be fair, he's so far away. I doubt it can happen at this point. Like, he probably is fried. I'm shocked we'll never even see this. Maybe she can feel it because of the baby. But technically, he could live by giving his child to Ichi, and then Ichi could just manifest him, leave him with Minerva, right? Because we've seen that monsters can maintain their physical form. Obviously, now Ichi himself can do this with Enzori, and maybe he can even do it with Bakugami whenever he feels like it, if he's willing to let Bakugami out to play. But specifically, he could just manifest Chrono and let Chrono wild out. Obviously, though, the reason we don't do that is because that would give Ichi time powers. And you can't, like, I don't know. Ichi's presumably, like Iruma-kun, is going to be a very long-running narrative, and you don't give your main character time powers if you want the plot to work. So, often Chrono does make sense. And it is a beautiful case. It is a beautiful case of that juicy, thick, scrumdiddlyumptious, dramatic irony, right? Where the big worry that, heck, the big reason they were even having a baby, right? The worry was that, the worry was that Ichi, or no, not Ichi. The worry was that Chrono would end up being alone because Minerva would live a very short life and she didn't want her timeline frozen, right? But now it's the inverse scenario, right? Where it is Minerva who now needs to live with the memory of Chrono in terms of their baby and not vice versa. So the future that they feared wasn't the future that they need to fear at all. Rather, it was the inversion of that. And I think that's very, very, I mean, like it's tragic, no doubt. You know me, I'm a little bit of a fiend for some tragedy, so I'll take that. And obviously, removing Chrono is just healthy for narrative balancing. Though I do wonder, how's Kizashi going to react? Obviously, Kizashi's opinion does not matter in this scenario, it's too late. But still, I'm interested. And also, actually, no, Kizashi's existence does still matter. Because like I've been talking about for the past couple chapters, no one here can currently take care of Kizashi. Deathcross is currently getting eaten. like, as far as we know, she's currently getting dipped by one alone, by the reversal magic Hitsugi. She's not winning that fight right now because of the whole Libro situation. So if Kizashi was still over 100 lives left, and seemingly a fatigued Ichi, and obviously Gokuraku is currently damaged and holding on to Komugi, and Minerva's still getting, like, this still isn't the best case scenario, and obviously it's getting worse now that one of their fellow powerhouses is going away. So overall, a very, very W chapter. If you made all the way to this video, please leave time to rest. because that applies to like almost everybody in the chapter. Leave time to rest in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that link to notifications so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also even have a page down below. Use word me for source one. Get them on. Things, exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, become a member of the channel for so as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks include the live reactions for the series I am to review, ad-free reactions of all my videos, early ad-free access to all my videos, early ad-free access in your name at the end of literally every single video, not just on this channel, but the second channel that called reaction in the description. Link to the description down below, and also the card up over there. And on top of that, I do have. When I say you get your name listed at the end of every single video I produce, I mean like your name is listed if you're just a $1 patron, and that really exclusively because $3 patrons and $3 members are higher, get their name listed and read aloud at the end of every single video. And on top of that, I do have a link to my Ko-Fi and Twitch in the description down below. You can drop 5 beans or 25 beans or 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video to the Ko-Fi if you want any sort of video of any sort. And on top of that, I do have the Twitch down there. I stream at, see this is what happens like get the intros out of order. I get the outro out of order. I get it all messed up. But the Twitch, that guy the controller is linked down below. I stream every Friday at 8 p.m. EST. We have a wonderful time. We yap, we geek, we geek, we gag. We worry about Death Squash exclusively over there. But in the case, I want to thank you so much for watching. Once again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy the pencil writing off. Alright, lady, thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Ura, Yuki Ally, Grim, Ollie, The Boy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Dino, Hector Gonzalez, Tim Thomas, Kaving, RXN, Logan Guzman, Dead Meme, Keon Stewart, Donovan McIntosh, Hamza Idrisi, BNA DNA, Edwin Ingbignoba, Straw, Atenzi Shear, Antavius Mitchell, Superflame Zero, Weary Exile, Window Life, Alex Kenny, Victor Jacobs, Todd, The Practical One, Landon Clapwick, Heath Nelson, CAET, Funny Dude, Jagoda, Plant Crone, Striker Man, Brandon Payne, Black Sage, Multi-Batman Superman, Ramondo Furen, Zalims, Enzo, Union I Metatron, Sheesh King, Joe Bean, Aswin Harry Presetia, Sleepin' John, JMD KD, The Young Family, Pastel Pandora, Sino King, NMA, Karina Hernandez, Mo City King, DKG, Andrine Bonnet, John Malcolm, Akolare Babatunde, ASD 1234, Jesse Clapp, and CCC. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: A+A, Dread Zoen, Karina Hernandez, Kevin Encarnacion, Lil Kodo, Midnight Lord 21, and Sean. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our Inc. tier members: King RTX, Shrimpo the 4th Shrimp 06, and Zom. Then I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: Jay Warrior, AZ Void, and Val Denison. Then I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walkie Munoz, and A Ernesto902 at gmail.com.